Trump's campaign promise to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act is proving to be a real tough task.
Republican plan is facing tough opposition tonight, even among members of the GOP. Right now, there is heated debate in Congress within two separate House committees. This is a live look from Washington, where it's just past midnight there, Eastern Time. Lawmakers are still trying to hammer out the details, of course.
And there are also lingering concerns here in California about the potential impact of the Republican proposal.
That's right. KCAL 9 political reporter Dave Bryan joins us now with that late-breaking story.
That's right. So it's goodbye to the Affordable Care Act and hello to the American Health Care Act. The battle lines have been clearly drawn on the health care coverage issue. President Trump and most Republicans going all in, pushing the plan hard and determined to pass it quickly. But a growing chorus of opponents is firing back with sharp criticism, including some Republicans and a long list of medical and seniors groups, as well as nearly all Democrats.
This is a bad joke. No wonder you've been hiding this dog in a cave with an armed guard until Monday night.
With Democrats and some Republicans turning thumbs down on the Obamacare replacement bill, the most frightening statement of the day came from the state insurance commissioner, who says millions of Californians could bear the brunt of it.
It's a proposal to undermine the Affordable Care Act. In California, 5 million Californians have been insured thanks to the Affordable Care Act. What the House GOP are proposing is to undo that and put at risk the health insurance that those 5 million Californians rely on.
Commissioner Dave Jones says cutbacks in the Republican health care plan could jeopardize coverage for 1.2 million Californians who receive subsidies to help them pay for their plans, and for 3.7 million residents who were covered by a huge expansion of Medi-Cal, which was paid for largely with federal funding. In a recent interview, State Senate President Kevin De Leon told me California would be hit hard by the reduction in federal funding for health care coverage.
It would be catastrophic. It would be a disaster for California. Now, could we backfill any cuts to the ACA if these subsidies were taken away from the federal government and specifically from Donald Trump? It would be challenging. If we do that, we'd blow a major hole in our budget.
But Republicans charge many Americans are already losing their health care coverage because Obamacare, they say, is a dismal failure.
Families are facing over $10,000 deductibles in many cases because of the unworkable mandates and taxes in this bill.
White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer says President Trump will spend whatever time and energy is required to pass the Republican health plan.
This is going to be a very, very aggressive, comprehensive approach to making sure that every American understands that there is a major problem and that we are here to fix it.
In fact, on Wednesday, it was Vice President Mike Pence's turn to plead the case for the GOP plan, which he did on radio stations in 6 states, all of which he and President Trump turned red in November. But even some Republicans are not buying the health care plan, like Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan, a Tea Party favorite, who, in GOP terms, issued the most stinging criticism of the Trump-supported plan.
Which I believe, when you look through it, is Obamacare in a different form.
Kentucky Senator Rand Paul has also openly criticized the bill, even ridiculing President Trump when asked about it by CBS News correspondent Nancy Cordes.
I saw the president said he was open to negotiations.
Have you gotten a phone call yet?
Well, right now I'm reading The Art of the Deal, and when I get through The Art of the Deal, then I think I'll be ready to negotiate with the president.
But the debate over the Obamacare replacement plan is no joke. The American Medical Association came out against it. Then the AARP warned this bill would dramatically increase health care costs for Americans aged 50 to 64 in the individual market. That age group would get the largest cuts to their Obamacare tax credits. In some cases, the cuts would exceed $5,000 a year. And on top of that, the plan allows insurers to charge them premiums that are 5 times more than younger Americans. Standard & Poor's estimates those changes and cuts to Medicaid would leave 6 to 10 million Americans to lose coverage. At a late-night House Ways and Means Committee meeting, Pasadena Representative Judy Chu charged the Republican plan would jeopardize the health coverage of hairdresser Rachel Forrester and her family, as well as thousands of other constituents.
The Republican plan would force Rachel and her family to pay more money for less coverage. For Rachel and the nearly 100,000 people in my district at risk of losing their health insurance, well, this is tragic.
Undeterred, President Trump told conservative leaders in an Oval Office meeting today that he's ready to hit the campaign trail again and hold stadium-style rallies across the country if that's what it takes to pass the health care replacement bill. So get ready. Here it comes.
Yeah,
right?
Now, Dave, we understand that this is going to be rolled out in stages, and this last plan, if you will, had economic sweeteners that could play a role in the next few rounds. What is that about?
Well, here's what's happening there, and this could have an impact, even beyond health care. So Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, included a bunch of new taxes to help pay for the program, taxes which Republicans now want to kill. That has gotten them enthusiastic support from groups like the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and some anti-tax groups. Now, the New York Times reports the Congressional Joint Committee on Taxation analyzed the impact of those tax cuts and found it could reduce government revenue by about $460 billion over the next 10 years. And that could have a major impact in a variety of ways. Lena, back to you.